Hey y'all, welcome to, or welcome back to our very bookish channel, and welcome to another secret reading vlog. Alright, so Jen and I decided to theme this secret reading vlog Goodreads Scroll. Now, we have done this in the past, and it was a lot of fun. So in this Goodreads Scroll, we've decided we're just going to scroll our Goodreads feed, and we're going to scroll until we come across a book that is listed as our want to read. We are also going to be a little more picky. We are going to try to find one that is rated highly, or that one of our friends has rated highly, because we really want to have a good book to read. I've just had a really rough time this summer. I read Caught Up. I didn't like it. That put me into a slump, and then I tried to make up for it by reading What Fury Brings by Trisha Levenseller. I have an arc of that book, and I didn't like that book either and had to DNF it. So I just want to find a really good book. So I scrolled Goodreads, and it took a long time for me to find a book, y'all. I was scrolling, I'm gonna pop it up on the screen, but I was scrolling for like over 2 minutes, and it was to the point where I was thinking, how am I scrolling so long and none of my want to reads have been popping up? Like, am I that out of touch with what people are reading? Because I feel like before, when we did a Goodreads scroll, or we did our highest, lowest ranked, I had all kinds of books that were popping up as want to read. Like, I had to scroll for like 10 seconds. And this took a long time. It was kind of like shocking to me that it took me so long to find a book. But I did find Blood and Steel, and I am so excited to get into this book. This was recommended by another booktuber, and it's in the fantasy, romantasy realm that I like to read in. I am gonna borrow it on Libby and read it on my Kobo, so I'm gonna read it digital copy on my Kobo, and I'm just really excited to get into this, and I'm just very hopeful that this will help me get out of a slump.
Hey guys, welcome to our secret read, and this time we're doing a Goodreads scroll. And when I say secret, it's mainly a secret between me and Amanda. We don't tell each other what we're reading, and it's kind of a surprise as to what we're reading, and then it gets unveiled when we're editing this video. And I guess a secret from you guys, when we did the TBR, we didn't say which one we're reading, because this time the Goodreads scroll is going to choose what we are reading. You will see me next. Well, you'll see my screen, and I'm going to scroll through Goodreads. We are going to read and choose the first book that comes up as we scroll that we have marked as one to read, and the person has chosen to either rate it 4 stars or 5 stars. I had said 4 or 5 just because I thought it would take too long to try and find someone rating 5 stars for something that we marked as want to read. We shall see how long it takes me to get to a book to read. I am going to do that next. All right, here we go. Let's see what I'm gonna get as I scroll through and see what I marked want to read. It's either 4 or 5 stars. All right, already read that, so obviously that's not going to be the one, but I did give that one 5 stars. Love that book. Another one I read. It might take a while to find one. Oh, here's one that I want to read, but it's just someone liking someone's review, and I don't see the stars. So I'm just going to keep going, even though that would be a nice summer reading book. And we're going to keep going. I'm going to try and go a little faster because I can see very easily what I've marked as one to read. Okay, here's another one, but they're just on a page of a book. I do want to read that one, but they haven't read it yet. So I'm going to keep going. And here's another one to read, but it's someone liking someone's status. So that's not going to work. Oh, and actually they DNF'd it, so definitely not reading that one. And another one to read, but that one isn't going to work because there's no rating on that one, just highlights and notes. Going to keep going. Already read that one. Here's a one to read, but someone is just marking what page they're on. One to read, but they just started reading that one, so that's not going to work. Another book I read, Love Frida. Going to keep going. Someone gave something 2 stars, but I didn't mark it as one to read anyway. And this one, oh, Amanda loves Charlie Donnelly, but they are just currently reading that one. They didn't rate it yet. And let's see. And oh, we got a winner, 4 stars, one to read. And what makes me laugh about this one is I had talked about this one in our most anticipated reads, and I had said I almost didn't put that on my list, but someone gave it 4 stars. So this one is going to work. I am going to read this one. They had written The Quiet Tenant, which I wasn't a big fan of, but this is their second chance. Someone gave it 4 stars. All right, as you saw, I have been chosen by the lucky scroll of Our Last Resort. I'm not sure how to pronounce the author's name. The author also wrote The Quiet Tenant, which if you saw our most anticipated reads, I think it's for July, August, that I had talked about how I almost didn't put this on the list because I didn't like Quiet Tenant as much as everyone was raving about. And I didn't know if that was a one-off or if the author was going to, I was going to feel that way for the next book by the author. So we shall see. It's a good sign that someone marked it as 4 stars, but as we know, we all mark things differently when we are rating stars. I usually rate 4 and 5 for things that I couldn't put down. I was absolutely raving about it. It felt better than a majority of the books that I've read, but I know someone might do 4 stars just because they just really enjoyed it. And sometimes I gave a really enjoyed it a 3 star if I didn't feel like it bowled me over. Well, who knows? We all have our different rating systems. I am going to start it. I don't own it. I originally had the electronic ARC, but it is out now. I am starting this vlog late. So we had other vlogs that we were working on, and unfortunately I didn't get to this one as quickly as I wanted. I'm probably going to do audio. I don't know if it's at a library or not. I might check that too, just in case. And if I can do both, it will go quicker so that I can get this done. Once I look at that, I will let you guys know how I'm reading it. I have a nail appointment today, so I have a couple errands. I may bring you along depending on how those errands go and how my appointment goes. And I will see you probably either next with errands or after I've read some and I have an update. So see you soon.
I have an update for you. I'm on chapter 5 and we're getting Wilder Hawthorne's point of view for the first time. And I don't know why, but I'm kind of shocked. I guess I just wasn't expecting dual POVs. I don't know why, but I guess maybe how the book's been written so far. I'm really curious and really happy to have his point of view, but it just kind of shocked me when we started getting his point of view. But so far the book's really good, and I will update you more when I get further along in the book. I just feel like I'm still in the very beginning, so not too far in the book, and we'll have more updates later.
I got my nails done. I am headed, and I was thinking of taking you guys along because I keep seeing it on TikTok, is Bath & Body Works has some book type plugins and some scents, and I'm not sure everything they have, but I'm very curious to go see. So I'm going to take you guys along. I have been listening. I had a hard time finding Our Last Resort at no libraries had it available right now, and not even Libby, not even Hoopla. I am doing it on Spotify. If you guys didn't know, you get 15 hours for free on Spotify. I hopefully will have enough time on there. If not, I can always buy more time, I think, on there. And I'm only 6 chapters in, but the storyline so far, Frida and Gabriel are brother and sister, and you already start to get some flashback scenes that something happened when they were younger. And now I got another scene, a flashback scene, that something happened with Gabriel and his wife, that he became a suspect in his wife's murder, seemingly murder. I don't know. She was found dead, but they didn't really say it was a murder, and he wasn't charged with anything. And before that flashback, someone is already found dead. So it's fast moving so far, and I like that. But someone was already found dead at the resort that they are staying at as they reconnect. And I guess they're reconnecting because they're going to be working on a documentary, and the documentary seems to be about something that they went through when they were younger, and you don't have all the details yet. I am kind of sucked in already. I am happy about that because I was worried after reading The Quiet Tenant. But The Quiet Tenant, I actually was liking that one until pretty far into the book. I am at least going to enjoy this while I can, and you will see me again. I might take some footage depending on how busy it is in Bath & Body Works. Otherwise, you will see me afterwards. I have the haul that I'm gonna go over, and I had to come home and take a shower because it is so hot outside. It's crazy. I would very much like to not be in the 90-degree weather anymore. It makes me want to move to like Antarctica. I got some really cute products that I need to share. Also, I apologize I didn't get as much footage as I wanted to, but I am definitely not the type of person that likes to be like using my phone to video things in stores. I feel very self-conscious, and I would rather just surreptitiously do it. They weren't very busy, so it would have been very obvious that I was videoing. I'm just not the person that is comfortable doing that. I tried to get what I can, and I hope it's enough, but I do have products to show, and one of them I'm gonna have to show you guys actually being used because you'll see. First, I'm gonna go through the candles, and they're all wrapped, so it'll take me a minute. First, I got Honey Crisp Apple. I love this scent, and so does my boyfriend. It just smells so good. I love that smell. Doesn't even smell fake, but I absolutely love that smell. And their candles were buy one, get one free. I can't remember if I had that on video, but that seemed like a pretty good deal, so I got it. And this one, my boyfriend especially would like. He loves his Arnold Palmers, but this one is called Sweet Tea and Lemonade. It smells so good. So I got 4 candles. I definitely bought too much. So this one is what I personally loved. I don't know how much he's gonna like it, but this one is called Champagne Toast. I love the pink, and it smells so good. And the 4th one, he's probably gonna be a bigger fan of this one, but I had to get it because he is a huge coffee fan. I'm not as much of a coffee fan, but this one is freshly brewed coffee. Oh, it smells literally like a coffee house. It doesn't smell like a fake coffee or anything, and it's one of the reasons why I loved it. And I'm hoping when you burn it, it actually smells just like that, like a coffee house. I love that smell. I may not drink coffee as much as I used to. It's more of a treat from time to time. But one thing I absolutely love is walking into a coffee house when it smells like this. It's one of my favorites. Moving on, one of these things I'm going to save for last because I love it and I was so happy to get it. But the next is I got Vanilla Romance. I love a lot of their scents. They don't have the one that I loved was from years ago. It was called Just Cherry Blossom. They tend to just have Japanese cherry blossom, and to me it's not the same. Oh, and I love that smell. I very much loved when I was going through all of the scents. I loved this one. So Vanilla Romance. The next one is a foaming hand soap, and it's lemons, and it just smells so clean. And I got that for a downstairs bathroom. And I know I literally just said that I love the cherry blossom and all they have is Japanese and it's not the same, but I still ended up buying, this is a room spray, and I just like spraying this so that it smells good. It's not the same, but it's still, I mean, I wouldn't wear it, but I like that the room would smell like this. So Japanese cherry blossom. And then right by the registers, it gets me every time. They always have those little products. So many different new smells, but this one is called Milk, and it just smelled good, but it's hand sanitizer. I always carry that with me because I feel like I'm constantly feeling like my hands, there's something on my hands, and it just, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm germ phobic, but as I've gotten older, I feel more and more like I always just want to either wash my hands or do hand sanitizer. Have that on me at all times. Last two things were the reason why, because I saw it online, people talking about it, and I tried to show as much as I can. It is a plug-in smell, but look how adorable the little bookstore is. It even has like the fall pumpkins on it with the little sign on the side. And it's pretty big. I don't know if you guys can tell that. And then the scent is called Library Nook, and it said it's warm and woodsy. I don't know if that's gonna, how much I feel like that smells gonna be good. I usually like a clean scent, but the reason why I gotta show you something else after I plug it in and make sure it's dark in here, it's also a projector. And I'm hoping that I'm gonna be able to capture that on camera. A lot of stores are out. This was the last one she had, and I did have to ask for it. It wasn't out there because I couldn't find it. They had a lot of different ones. I pretty much got captured on camera, but I asked and she said she had one left. But they do have them online to buy if you want to just order them online. I don't know if you live somewhere that you're lucky enough to still have it in, but I don't know if they're restocking it or not. I didn't ask that. Looks like you just put this, it would help if I took the cap off. You put this into here. Screw it into place, and I'm going to plug it in. Hopefully I'm able to capture the projector part coming up. All right, guys, I got it completely dark in here, and this is what it looks like. It's so cute. But that shines on your wall from, and I think I might have, I think if I take something off the top, it does like even above it. I think that was me messing up, but that's what it looks like.
I'm currently on chapter 12, which is about 28% into the ebook, and I just wanted to give you a little synopsis about the beginning of the book. So the main two characters are Althea and Wilder Hawthorne. And Althea is a young woman who has what's called a fate stone that she wears around her neck, and it has been fated that she will only live to the age of 27. So she only has about 3 more years left to live, and she decides that she wants to really do something powerful, something she really wants to do for herself. She wants to become a member of this guard that guards her 5 kingdoms in this world she lives in. And the problem with that is that there was some kind of incident and some kind of foreshadowing years ago that involved a young female child with a knife, and they said that, okay, women can no longer carry knives anymore, and they can't pick up a knife for whatever reason. So she's not allowed to be a member of this guard because she would have to carry a sword, and she's not allowed to do that. But she gets an opportunity to ask for a exemption for her, and I'm not going to give you any details about how this plays out because I think it's kind of fun to read about. But she does get an opportunity to go to this training school to try to become a member of this guild, and she meets Wilder Hawthorne, and Wilder Hawthorne is already a member of this guild. He is very well known. He is one of the best ones that they have, and he kind of gets roped into helping her along her journey, and that's how they meet. From what I can tell, this is probably going to be slow burn romance because they're not exactly getting along in the beginning. It's not exactly enemies to lovers, but it's kind of like they're not getting along, and Wilder Hawthorne is very closed off, which is one reason why I was so excited to get his POV, because he comes across as very closed off, very like solo, you know, I don't work with anybody, I don't train anybody, you know, I don't even like my other guild members kind of guy. So I was really curious to actually see what was in his head regarding Althea. You know, obviously, you know, there's going to be a romance budding, so there's something there that he likes and he's just resisting it. And I just think it's fun to get in the minds of those characters and kind of see what they're really thinking and compare it to like what Althea sees on the outside. So so far really liking the book. It's been going well, so I am excited to continue reading.
I am about 50% into Our Last Resort. You are getting a lot more information, and I feel like it's slowly building up to us getting exactly what happened, not just at the resort with the woman who was found murdered, but also some of the clues to their past and what happened in the past, because you're not getting the full story just yet. And I'm sure it's going to be connected to what happened with the woman that was found murdered. I don't really have a theory except my original theory, and I can't say it because obviously if I say what it is and then say I'm right, you guys will know the ending. I am questioning if my theory is accurate because this is seen from an I perspective from Frida. And everything is kind of pointing to her brother, Gabriel. But my theory obviously is not great, Gabriel. I feel like you're always led to believe it's that person and it's almost too obvious, but who knows? It might actually be Gabriel. You don't know. Sometimes that's even a trick that they want you to be like, oh, think this, but you're not going to think this because we're leading you down it, and then it's actually that person. We will see. I will be back with more thoughts. It's going pretty fast because it's on audio, and I do have time today to drive around and do some errands, and I will be listening to more. I don't have much to go because it's going so fast, but I will be back with more thoughts when something happens.
Hey y'all, it's been a minute, I feel like, since I have filmed in the car, but here I am. My hold on the Blood and Steel audiobook came in on Libby, and I was able to finish the book just now. I've been out running my errands, so I will have final thoughts on the book. I know it went by so fast. Overall, I liked the book, so I will be giving you some more final thoughts here in a little bit when I get back home and sort of think about everything that I want to talk about with the book.
Hey guys, time for some final thoughts on Our Last Resort by Clémence Michelon, I think is how they pronounced it in the audiobook. I am a little mixed on this book. I was enjoying it for a good portion of it. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if my theory was necessarily correct. I thought it had some pretty good pacing, even though it's a little bit of a slower burn. There aren't constant plot twists or a lot of things being thrown at you at once. It really feels like a steady, slow burn, but I thought it was a pretty nice pace, even though it was a little slower. It kept my interest for sure. I am someone very influenced by how a book concludes. And there were things I liked about the ending, but there were some things that were bothering me too. And I'm not going to talk about my theory and if I was correct or not. It was, I think, definitely more complicated of an ending than I originally thought it was going to be, is the best way that I can put it without giving away plot details at the end. I would say I definitely enjoyed this more and thought more of this book than The Quiet Tenant. I felt The Quiet Tenant the situation may just be that there was so much hype about that book. And I think a lot of times trying to read a book when it has that much hype colors how you read it, because there are high expectations for a book like that. This one, I hadn't heard anything really. I did see the Goodreads rating when I was doing the scroll, and it did seem a little lower than I would want for a book, but not all of them can be 4 and 5 stars. There are plenty of books that are in the between the 3 and 4 range that I ended up loving and giving 4 or 5 stars to. I think I know why it has the rating that it does. I ended up giving it 3. I really wish Goodreads could give us the either half scale or quarter scale, because I probably would have rated it 3.5. I do think that it's right where the rating is right now, is around a 3.5. I think that's an accurate rating for that book. I definitely think it's worth reading for thriller readers. Everyone gets different things out of these types of books, and if you like a slower burn for a thriller, a psychological thriller, I think you would enjoy this book. I am glad that I read it. I didn't agree with the 4-star from, I can't remember who exactly had rated it when we were doing the Goodreads scroll. I didn't exactly agree, but close. If I would have given it a 3.5, it's only a 0.5 off of what they scored it. So those are my thoughts on Our Last Resort. If you guys have read either The Quiet Tenant or Our Last Resort, please let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. And if you agree, disagree, maybe someone out there loved it or hated it, who knows?
All right, y'all, good morning, good morning. I have finished Blood and Steel. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all, and I finished it a while ago. I don't know exactly how long ago, but it's been a minute, and I remember when I finished the book, I just didn't have the opportunity to film my final thoughts, so I didn't, and then it's been, you know, days later, and I thought, oh man, I never gave you all my final thoughts on Blood and Steel, and here's where I sit with it now. I thought the book was good. I thought it was entertaining. I thought it was okay. It was just average for me. There was really nothing new. There was nothing new, nothing really terribly exciting going on in this book. You have a young woman who wants to join this army and women aren't allowed. I mean, that's not a new trope. And then, you know, something miraculous happens and she's allowed to join. They make an exception for her. And she trains under a very like closed off, by the book, kind of harsh captain. Let's just call him a captain, a leader. Let's say he's a leader. That's nothing new. And then they start catching romantic feelings for each other, and he starts kind of opening up just for her. That's nothing new. The people that I have seen read this book on YouTube have enjoyed it, which is what made me put it on my want to read list. So I might be in the minority here with this opinion, but at the end of the day, I don't feel like this book really wowed me, and I just don't feel like it's going to be something that sticks in my head or that I can continue to think about. In fact, like the days since I finished this book, I haven't thought about this book at all, hence why I didn't film my final thoughts, because I just totally forgot about that I read this book, and really a lot of, like, I know overall exactly, you know, what happened, but a lot of the details and stuff have already slipped my mind. So that is where we sit with that. I don't think I'm going to continue the series at this point in time, just because there are just so many other series that I have enjoyed much more. If I'm looking to get into romantasy or more fantasy books that I am really behind on and need to read. So I think maybe if I was more caught up or something with my reading, or if I didn't have all these other books that were more interesting to me at the time, I might continue the series just to see if it gets better, because like I said, it wasn't bad, and I would continue it, but I just don't see that happening anytime soon. And the longer that I go without reading this book, probably the more I'm gonna forget about it, because to me it just wasn't like impactful or very memorable. I know that probably sounds harsh. I don't mean it to sound really harsh on the book, but that's just how I'm feeling right now. It's just, there was nothing new. So there you go. Those are my thoughts. That's what I felt about the book. And let me know, y'all, if like maybe I'm like just way out in left field here and maybe I'm just completely crazy. But if y'all have read this book or this series, let me know what you think about it. You could convince me to maybe pick up the second book. But like right now I'm feeling like I'm just gonna not finish this series, and I hate that because I am a completionist, but too many books, too little time, y'all.
Thanks so much for watching, and until next time.